She would never hurt another living being, let alone a baby.
Brooke Skylar Richardson's dad takes the stand in defense of his daughter. She is on trial for killing her newborn, the baby girl who would have been his granddaughter. But his testimony came as a surprise to many in the courtroom. Hello, and thank you for joining us. I'm Kristen Hartman.
And I'm Craig McKee. And 9 on your side's Evan Millward is live outside of the courtroom with brand new analysis as well. And what Mr. Richardson says is his life's greatest regret. Evan?
Well, yeah, Scott Richardson has been sitting right behind his daughter since this case started last week. And that's why this was such a surprise that he testified today. You see, Ohio has separation of witnesses. And we have learned that this was an exception to that was agreed upon earlier with the judge. Mrs. Richardson, Scott's wife, has been out of the courtroom this entire time. You may have noticed that we haven't shown her on camera in the courtroom. That's because she was on the prosecution's witness list, and she is not part of the exception from the judge there. Scott Richardson got up on that stand today just to talk about his daughter, about her childhood, about what sports she played, and about her eating disorder she has had growing up. He's what's called a character witness. Now, Judge Donald Oda told the jury that anything Mr. Richardson said should not be meant to get sympathy, but rather to help build a profile on his daughter's background. We asked a veteran defense attorney about this decision. And although Mr. Richardson said he didn't want to be seen on camera, you will hear his response after what might have been the most powerful moment of the day.
What's the biggest regret in your life, Scott?
Not having an attorney for the second interrogation.
Judges they can anytime make an exception to that, but you can be pretty darn sure that that was worked out ahead of time. And the reason it was more acceptable is his testimony wasn't going to be changed one way or the other by what he heard from other witnesses.
In a day that has had a lot of testimony about facts and science and some pretty in-the-weeds medical things, there was a moment of emotion earlier right after that statement from Scott Richardson that you heard. It's when he told the jury the one thing they need to know about his daughter is that she would not hurt any living thing, let alone a baby. Right now, a long day for this jury. They are still listening to now a new witness. This one is a professor, an expert in interrogations. The defense team has said that Brooke Skylar Richardson's confession may be a false one. Coming up next at 6, you will see the at times heated back and forth over the issue at the heart of this case. Was baby Richardson delivered alive or dead? And how do we know? Until then, we're live in Lebanon. I'm Evan Millward, 9 on your side.